Hi, welcome back, guys. This is your host DV from DV Photos, and today we're gonna edit this photo. It's not very good looking photo. It's a lot of distraction here, but I was walking by and I saw this in somebody's yard, and I took pictures. And let's see what we can do about this picture, how we can make it a little better. Now we begin. I hit reset so you know that I haven't done no adjustment. Now let's get down and dirty. First of all, we begin the lens correction, remove enable profile correction, remove chromatic aberration, and hit auto. By the way, we're editing this in Adobe Lightroom. That looks good. Now I go to the basic panel, and over here I'm gonna play around with this. Uh, I'm gonna go to the tint right here, and I'm gonna bring this down. Let's see where I'm gonna bring all the way to. That looks a little bit. I'm just gonna press here because I got a number already. You know, I'm gonna bring this to 9.2. That looks good. Right there looks good. First of all, after that, I'm gonna bring this over here, and I'm gonna bring this all the way to about here. It's a little bit distracting, all this stuff right here, and there. Bring this up a little bit to about there, and this right here to about right here, and boom, that looks way better. Now I'm gonna go to exposure. I'm gonna bring this up to about let's see, 40. Let's leave it at 40. I'm gonna bring contrast right here all the way to 100. That looks a little bit different. Now I'm gonna bring the highlight all the way to -100. I'm gonna bring the shadows to about, let's bring it up to 94. The blacks, I'm gonna bring them down all the way. That looks good in black. The blacks, I mean the whites. Sorry, the blacks. I'm gonna bring it down. Okay, and the whites, I'm gonna bring it a little bit up. I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring it to 26. That looks good. Clarity, I'm gonna bring it to about let me see, about I'm going up to 45. I mean 42. That looks good. Blacks are gonna back up a little bit. I'm gonna back up a little bit. I'm gonna back up to 74. That looks good. Now, sorry. Now I'm going to tone curve. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit. Okay, bring this right here. Bring this down a little bit. Bring this up. I'm gonna make a little, like a little S curve, just a little touch. Okay, that right there. Bring this just a little touch. That's all. Now I go to the HSL panel. On the HSL panel, I go to saturation. On saturation, I go to the right here and orange, and I'm gonna bring the orange up a little bit. I'm gonna bring it to 34. The yellows, I'm gonna bring it up too. I'm gonna bring it up to about 32. That looks good. Greens, I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna bring it to 61. The aqua right here, I'm gonna bring it down all the way to, let me see, about 61 too. The blue, I'm gonna bring it down a little further than that. Ooh, that looks good. 64. Um, the purples, I'm gonna bring it down to about let's see, 57. That looks good. Magenta, I'm gonna bring it down to about, let me see, a little bit. Oh, too much. Okay, 48. That looks good so far. I'm gonna go here to the luminance, and then the luminance, I'm gonna bring the orange a little bit up. and the yellow a little bit up, and I'll just give it a little pop up here. Close that. I'm not going to split toning details. I'm going there. I'm just gonna bring this up to about 73 radius. Bring it down to 1.5 details. And I'm gonna bring 31. Right click all, and just gonna bring whatever is black. It was not getting sharpening. Whatever is white was getting sharpening. Okay, now I go to lens correction. I already did that. Sorry. Effects. Bring this down a little bit to 15. That looks good. Now I go to camera calibration, and I'll bring this up a little bit. Just a touch there. That looks good. Now I get brush adjustment. Sorry, my English is not that great. I go to clarity. I'm going to bring the sharpening over here a little bit up to 28, and clarity I'm gonna leave it at 100. Now I'm gonna press O so I can paint all this. All this I'm painting. You know I'm gonna go all over, everywhere. I'm just gonna go all over it, all over. It's just gonna soften the picture a little bit, but it also is gonna leave the details. So you know, just a little bit. There you go. I'm just gonna go back up. There you go. Looks good. Now I'm gonna get another brush. This time I'm going right here to color. On color, I'm gonna go to color right here, like I said. Now I'm gonna press shift and right click on the mouse, and that will bring right here to this color, and boom, now I have that color there. Now what I'm gonna do is paint again. I'm gonna paint it right there. Just paint it, because I'm gonna make it a little bit more orange there. That's my there you go. Now I'm gonna make it a little bit orange, so I'm gonna like that to make that color pop a little bit. Saturate that and darken a little touch, make it dark. That looks good. Now I'm gonna get another adjustment brush, but the color, and now this time I'm gonna do the same. Shift and hold all on shift and right click on the mouse and go right here to the pick right here, and just paint this a little bit right here, and why not a little bit right here, to give it a little bit of the legs, to pop out the legs. I know it's a little bit too much, don't worry. Well, I'm gonna bring it down now. I'm gonna bring it down now to 70. That looks good. That looks great so far. And look before and after. Please take your time, guys, and subscribe. Leave your comment. I appreciate it. If you leave your comment, that's thank you. Now I'm gonna go over here and open radio filter. I'm gonna go right about here in his eyes. Sorry about the color. Don't worry. I'm gonna change that to exposure. And now what I'm gonna do is bring this up a little bit. Ooh. There you go. Make his eye pop up a little bit, Make his eyes. There you go. So you can see he's looking at you, guys. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm gonna go get a radio filter, and wow, let's go to exposure. And exposure, I'm gonna leave that on. I'm gonna bring it a little bit down to 98. Bring this over here like this, just to darken this a little bit, and I'm gonna put another one right here to darken that area, and close that there. That looks good. I like that. This is my edit. I hope you enjoy it and you have learned something. This is DV Photos. Please take your time and subscribe. Leave your comment. I appreciate it. And this is before and after. And this is something we just did in Lightroom. We edited, and it's simple to learn. I hope you enjoy it. Please, thank you. Have a nice day.